Hiya, Ellie here, and today we are talking about the 7 deadly sins of credit. Now, whether it's us or someone else, we all know people who love buying on credit, maybe a little bit too much, and we probably also know people way on the other side of the spectrum who wouldn't even go £1 in debt to their friend to buy a bag of chips. So there is a huge spectrum of credit, whether we like it or not, and especially in business. So some give clients endless time to pay up, and some offer nothing on credit. So as with everything, it's good to have a balance, but it can be hard to strike that balance. So we've come up with 7 deadly sins to steer clear of, and you won't go too far wrong. So the first one, we all tick that box, don't we, to say we've read the T's and C's. We probably haven't, but it's good to have those set out clearly. Obviously, it would be great if we could trust everyone to be honest about their purchase, about paying on time, but sadly that just can't be the case. So we need to have things set out clearly. The customer needs to agree before the purchase to the terms and conditions, so that when the payment is due, or they know about your cancellation policy, how long they've got to return, how they get a refund, things like that, is all agreed beforehand. The second one, following on, is having that policy or not having that policy set in stone. So having different sort of rules for different customers is not going to work. There's nothing worse than getting your knickers in a twist, trying to remember, what did I agree with that person? What did I agree with that person? Or worse, customers finding out that their terms are not as good as someone else's. So yeah, work out what it is you're willing to do and stick with that for everyone. So the third one is, don't be wishy-washy. So depending on what your type of business is, maybe it's normal to pay up front, or maybe it's normal to pay on completion of the work. Maybe you just have a personal preference, but whichever way, make sure that your customers are clear on that, and follow up. When they need to pay, make sure they have. Number 4 is paying out for a third-party credit policy and they're not using it. So that sounds silly, doesn't it, that you've paid for something and then you're not going to use it, but it's very common. You come into your business all guns blazing, you draw up your credit policy, but then in the real world you get pushy clients, you get angry clients, you get people pushing their luck, and it can be difficult to actually implement it. So don't be scared, and if you need tips on how to bring that policy in, stick to it without upsetting your clients, then of course you can reach out to us for a chat. Number 5 then is, well, it's a sin in every bit of life really, and that is procrastination. It's horrible, isn't it, having to ask for money, even if it's just off your mate. But just do it, just bite the bullet, and it's more likely that once your customers see that you're serious, that you will chase them for money, they're going to learn to pay on time anyway, and hopefully you'll have to do it less. Number 6 is believing every word a customer says. So if someone doesn't want to pay you, you'll hear everything from, oh, my dog ate my checkbook, to your emails went to junk, to I was abducted by aliens, whatever it is. Although it's good to show compassion for those who are being honest and to help people out, if you feel like you're being taken advantage of, don't be afraid to call that out and get what you need from your customer. And number 7 is not undergoing sufficient credit checks. So when you ask someone to provide a reference, who are they going to give you? Their previous supplier who's after their head, or their nicest uncle? So it is worth investing in a third party to do an in-depth check for you if we're looking at big amounts of money. So that's it. That's our 7. Our 7 deadly sins of credit control. And as always, if you need any further advice on this, or you'd like to chat, then please do get in contact with us.